Hello Nomads, thank you so much for checking out this video where I am going to rank my favorite songs from this handsome devil. His name is Stephen Page. Now you may have known him from his former band, Barenaked Ladies. They just so happened to be one of my favorite bands during the late 90s and into the 2000s. I saw them play live a bunch of times. They were so incredible. They still are so incredible. But the band has gone on without Stephen Page, and he has kind of gone on his own solo career. So this video was a really good excuse for me to kind of brush up on my Stephen Page songs. I kind of did a deep dive and started listening to a bunch of his stuff, and I discovered that he had released a new album since I had kind of stopped paying attention, as I do from time to time. So I got to listen to a whole new album, and maybe some of those songs made it into my top 10. You'll just have to wait and see. So one quick note before we run the old theme song here is it is June, and that means it's Pride Month, so happy Pride to all of you who celebrate. I myself am a very strong ally. Love is love, and we don't need to say any more than that. So let's roll on into the theme song, and then let's check out my top 10 songs from Stephen Page. A band with just one dude, no reason to fret. I'll play with myself, it's Nate's one-man duet. Yeah. All right, so I had to pick a dozen songs with Stephen Page because there's so many good ones. So let's see what came in at number 12. Let's see. A song called The Illegal Eater. Now, I think that this might be the theme song to maybe a show that he did. It's not a show that I've ever seen. Maybe we don't have access to it here in the United States. Maybe it's a Canadian thing. Hit me up in the comments if you know if that suspicion is correct or not. So a couple notes on this song. It's kind of like this big band, like show tune type vibe, which I really enjoy. It's got this really cool bossa nova beat. And Stephen Page is a really talented songwriter, and one of his particular skills is this way where he overlaps. One line will kind of bleed into another, and this song featured some of that, so I noticed that off the bat. So that's number 12, this song. Please check any of these out. Maybe, I know Stephen Page is not the most popular artist, but I hope that this inspires you to go check these songs out. They're really cool. All right, let's see what we got at number 11. All right, so I kind of said he had a new album. This is it. I think it was from 2023, maybe. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, this song called The Golden Age of Doubling Down. I mean, what a fantastic song title, right? That alone earns its spot on this list. So yeah, it's kind of a peppy, fun sounding song. I found that it was instantly likable. First time listening through this new album of new material for me, I was like, oh, that song's cool. I instantly liked that one on the first listen through. So highly recommend that one. Check it out. So let's get into the official top 10. Here at number 10, what song do we have? So here's my short explanation of the skipped song, Xylorimba. It's a very clever song that's about storytelling. I really love the parallels between the story that it's telling and the instrumentation that's used. So sorry for skipping that one. Shit happens. Another one from the new album. This one is Something About Me. Now, Stephen Page, as I've said, is an incredible songwriter, and he's got a wide range. This is an example of his deeply personal songs. He has this self-depreciating, almost self-loathing type quality to some of his songs, but they're really touching. They're really impactful. And it's kind of this deep exploration of narcissism and all of this, and I just really enjoy it. Just a note on the recording, this drum track has this very distinctive slap back that I heard it and I was like, oh man, that sounds like something John Lennon would do. So I don't know if that was on purpose. I don't know if that was done like in homage to John Lennon, but it was really cool. Keep an ear out for that. Also, Stephen Page is really great at different time signatures. So this one is in 6/8 time. And yeah, it's so great. Like oftentimes he'll do that and it won't even really occur to me that it's in a different time signature. It just feels right. And this is an example of that, but it is in 6/8 time. So check that out. All right, let's see what's number 8. What I Got From You. So this is not from the new album. So, you know, I talked about how gifted he is as a songwriter. And one of the things that he does remarkably well is if you just listen to the song and don't pay attention to the lyrics, you think it's like a, you know, happy, peppy song. But then you hear what he's talking about and it's like, whoa, he's talking about some heavy stuff. This is a great example of that. It's a happy sounding, sad song, you know, about what I assume was his father. Yeah, great lyrics, really poignant. And the thing that really sticks out about this song, not necessarily my favorite part, but just a part that was like, oh, that's interesting. He's got this like crazy free-form jazz part in the midsection where like a guitar break would typically go. It's pretty wild. Check that out. All right, let's see what's at number 7. All right, same album. This is a song called Where Do You Stand? This song is so cool. It is like, if you told me that this was an old Motown song, I would believe it. It just has that like classic Motown sound. And Stephen Page is so good at ballads. He has such soulful singing. And this, we talked a little bit earlier about time signatures. This is just a straight up waltz in 3/4 time. So I really like, again, I had already put this on my list and I knew it was in my top 10 and I'd been listening to it a few times and I was like, oh my gosh, this song is in 3/4 time. So it's amazing how well he does that and like tricks you into not even really noticing sometimes. It's very cool. All right. Number 6, what do we got? Back to the new album. This song is called Zoom. There's some really cool things. He's got this like very staccato, like rapid fire lyrical rhythm in the verses. And then it switches into this like sweeping zoom, zoom. So it's a really cool kind of juxtaposition of rhythms and things. And this song is very cleverly written, as so many of his songs are. And it's about, you know, our experiences through COVID and very clever play on some words and themes and ideas here in the way that Stephen Page is so incredibly gifted at doing. So I like this one a lot. All right. Now we're heading into our official top 5. What's going to come in at number 5? Boom. Feel Good Summer. This song is just a feel-good journey. No, so the first thing that I noticed, it's a cowbell song. Yes, right? We all love a cowbell. I got a fever, and the only prescription? More cowbell. All right. Anyways, there's some really great melodies in the verse and chorus, and the instrumentation in this song really jumped out to me, that it kind of evolves throughout the song. There's like this string section in the early chorus, and then it does this like little do 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 in later choruses. Again, give it a listen. You'll hear what I'm talking about. It's a really great production of a song. So good stuff. Feel Good Summer. It'll make you feel good. All right, let's move on. Let's see what's at number 4. Gravity. So he's not going to defy gravity. No. This is a song that has some really cool, like, exotic flair. Like, it's, I would hesitate to even try to say, like, flamenco, or I'm not exactly sure. I'm not an expert in some of those exotic styles. But the instrumentation is so good. There's so much great tone. I think it's got like this spaghetti western type guitar. Is so good, and that especially is shown off in the musical breaks. So highly recommend this one. Check it out. It's all of his songs are so well written. They're clever. They're amazing, but this one's particularly cool. All right, let's go on into the top 3. Let's see what's rounding that out. What's getting the bronze medal? All right. So here, I think this was his first album after Barenaked Ladies. It looked like he had one while he was still in Barenaked Ladies, which I'll admit I haven't listened to. I'm only considering his post BNL material, so take that for what it's worth. So this is a song called Indecision. Really fantastic vocal hook right off the bat, which is like, it's a head bopper. It's this song just kind of sounds like summer. A couple songs ago, a Feel Good Summer. Like, this could be the title of this song too. It's got that great sound. So really fun song, really cool. All right, let's see what's silver medal here at number 2, The Deuce. Boom, Mama. Now, this is the, spoiler, the only song from this album, which was Heal Thyself Part 1, Instinct. This, again, is where he's kind of doing some exotic calypso, reggae type influences. Again, naming these exotic things are not my forte, so don't hold me to that. If you have a better description, please share it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. But this song is just like an earworm. I was humming this one to myself for days after compiling this list. It's super catchy. It's almost, this is going to be a weird comparison, but it's almost like Obla Di, Obla Da. It's got a similar rhythm. It's very different in a lot of ways, but there's something about it, like the catchiness of the melodies and the rhythm. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with that comparison? It's a weird one because they are not alike, but they're cousins, I think. All right. So let's check out what is the top. What is my number 1? What gets the gold medal? I'm sure you're dying to know. What could it possibly be? Let's see. A New Shore. Now, this is the first song on his first post Barenaked Ladies album, and therefore it was the first song I heard. I was really bummed that he left my favorite band. I'll be honest. Barenaked Ladies had this setup where they kind of had dual lead singers, songwriters, kind of like the Beatles had with John and Paul, although, George and Ringo were talented musicians and songwriters in their own right. But Barenaked Ladies had that. So I was really sad when he left the band, and I wasn't sure. I kind of felt like he was the bad guy in leaving the band, and I wasn't ready to like him again, if I'm going to be completely honest. But I heard this song, and I was like, all right, like, musically, he's still a genius, right? I mean, it's really good, and I really like it. So this song kind of won me over, and I warmed back up to him. I'm sure he's very concerned about my opinion of whether or not, Okay, so take that for what it is. All right. So this song is like, it's almost like a sea shanty. So, I wasn't sure what to expect, and I hear this, and it's weird. It's a weird song, but it's really cool, and it's well done. He's got great vocals and harmonies. He's such a talented singer, and he really shows that off. And this song really features kind of a broad range of musical movements, including some like Beach Boys like inspired. Like, I think there's even like a Sloop John B like do 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 type part in one. And then the song kind of ends with this outro that is just like this soaring, the land ho part. If you listen to the song, you'll know what I'm talking about. And it's remarkable. It's like triumphant, and it's everything. I mean, It's just great songwriting. It's wonderfully produced, and the performances are amazing. So, you know, it's awesome. And that's why it's my number one. So there you have it. There's my breakdown of my top 12 favorite Stephen Page songs. So please let me know what you think. Do you know who Stephen Page is? And do you maybe have some favorites that I didn't include? Also, have you listened to his Vanity Project album that he did while he was with Barenaked Ladies? And should I give that a listen? I strongly suspect the answer should be yes, because I like this guy a lot. So thank you so much for watching. I hope I've inspired you to check out what I would assume is probably a new artist for most of you. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, land ho. I was trying to think of the most cheesiest way to end this video, and by golly, I think I found it.